Welcome everybody to Phandom Knights, where we break down pop culture one fandom at a time. Today we're talking about Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Season 1, Episode 5, Truth.
Intro, intro, intermission.
Three, two, one.
I'm Chris,
I'm Dustin.
And I'm Sherman.
and let's get through this episode. This was a good episode. What'd you
good,
guys think?
good.
What'd you guys
What?
think? It was great. What'd you guys think?
Mind bending.
Mind bending?
It's a little more accurate.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get into it yet.
Mind bending.
Just
All right.
I had more.
You have to give a spoiler-free review.
Yep.
That's
I had more to noteworthy things in this episode than the last 3 episodes. Almost not combined, but I've taken more notes for this one episode than the last 3.
Okay. I think that this episode was one action scene and a lot of talking, but it was necessary, and because it was just there's a lot of heavy stuff that happened in the last episode, so we needed to kind of decompress and build a back up and heal after what happened. So yeah, let's go through the story a little bit. Dustin, what do you got?
The opening scene is where we find John kind of finding somewhere to kind of calm down, because it kind of takes off right after he just got done killing someone in front of everyone.
Yeah. Well, he's running away, and then he just goes into some random warehouse.
I think he's just trying to calm his mind and stuff, but he can't. It's just
it seemed more like he was having a breakdown.
This was the
I say he's clearly losing his mind.
This was the coolest part with the shots. When he's kneeling down, and you got the shield there with the blood on it, and after the fight, there's just these back shots, and you're like, man, I want that as a wallpaper for my computer. Right? They just look so cool. I mean, not really, because it's a horrible scene, but it looks beautiful. It was a horrible content, but it looked beautiful.
Right. This scene was supposed to mimic a lot of civil wars between Iron Man, Bucky, and Steve.
Right. Yeah.
As far as how they shot it.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting too when he went into that warehouse. It looked like Tilt Shift almost. Have you ever seen Tilt Shift video or photography or whatever, where it makes some big huge thing look small? It's really far out, and it's like a shipyard or something like that, and it makes it look like they're little toys. It looked like that here, and it was like, man, it's like the whole world is condensing into this small little moment. I don't know, it was really good. The shield fight, yeah, that's what I put down. Shield fight, because that's all it was. They're all fighting over the shield. Hey, I love how Sam was like, "You need to give me that shield." It's the first time he's asked for it back. Whoa, okay. I don't know.
I think he's ready for the mantle.
I think he just realizes what happened, and
at this exact point, yeah, I don't think he's ready for it. I think he's just like, you don't. This guy does not deserve it. Though
he doesn't deserve it, and. This whole episode, I'm thinking man, this is a murder weapon now. It's not just a symbol or all this stuff. It's a legal murder weapon where you I don't know. I'm surprised at the end of this that he was rubbing the blood off and stuff, because it's I don't know. It's an international.
As
thing.
I put that, he was wiping the shame off the shield.
Yeah. Oh no, it was good, but and
I kind of saw that especially with the look on his face. You can tell that I don't know if he's thinking this or it was just me, but it almost feels like the shield itself, that image has been tainted right now because of that.
Yeah.
Sam almost looked broke up.
Oh my god, right?
Oh yeah.
Getting that shield back and wiping off the blood, they're just gotta cleanse it, because it's been such a staple of just America, and now it's just ruined.
So what'd you guys think of the fight scene?
I thought it was pretty cool. I thought Sam's comment when he said, "It's alright, you lost your cool in the heat of the battle." But if we go back, Lamar has said, you're always keeping your cool in the heat of the battle. That's just, your thing. And then, he
when they
didn't
even referenced
do it.
That line, right? Where he was sitting in there.
That's where Sam referenced that line, the heat of the battle. And he's just mother effer. That's what Lamar said to me.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah, he's psychotic, man. John Walker. Oof.
I really liked not just the actual, imagery of seeing it, but, the symbolism of seeing his wings get ripped off, and but the sheer strength that he's got from that serum, just ripping him off like that.
No kidding.
I like how Bucky used him as a baseball bat. Was he holding onto his feet and he like swung him and then Sam hit him, or was it his hands? I don't remember, but he's like swung him, and that final finishing blow was pretty brutal.
Oh yeah,
After snapping his arm.
Yeah, that was the brutal part. Oh, I forgot about that.
Man, that shriek that he let off.
Snapped. Like, imagine breaking this bone. Like, ugh, just
Yeah.
freaks me out.
I
It's
can't
like
imagine.
breaking your femur. It's like,
Right.
ugh. I don't know. So then after that, then it was just cool how like they all had a chance to like hold the shield for a second, but then Bucky's like, "Here, it's yours," and he throws it down to Sam, and the look on his face, like there's so much being said in this fight scene just without being said, but like he's looking at him like, "Don't let it go again, like don't give this up again," and then his like that's one thing he's saying, but then the other thing he's saying is like, "See what happens." See what happened when you gave this up. See what this caused. He's not like super mad at him, but it's like both of those things. Don't give this up again. This is yours, and this is what happens when you do give up your power or your this symbol. I don't know. When the symbol goes into the hands of people who don't deserve it. So I don't know. There's just a lot in that little scene.
So then the next thing we got is Sam telling Torres to keep his wings. That was pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
So obviously Torres is going to be the new Falcon, because obviously Sam's going to take up the mantle of Cap. In the comics, he took up the mantle of
Torres did.
Yeah.
Oh okay.
I would love, I'm sure this is what they're going for. I would love if Sam becomes new Captain America and then Torres becomes the Falcon and like his sidekick. You know, and that's obviously what they're kind of hinting at. But
Which that bugged me, by the way, because like
that's an understatement.
you don't
man.
see
It's
Sam in a suit for
keep
the
the
rest.
wings, man. Like I don't need them. Like that's the mantle being passed moment, right?
It's like the most
That's
just
a
like
mantle
casual, just like yep. You're...
I love the line too. It's like there's nothing to do until there's something to do. It's like that's really wise.
Bizarrely wise.
Yeah.
I'm a bizarrely wise man. I'm only 22, but I'm a wise man.
Some people are wiser, like beyond their years.
That's true. I'll give him that.
Sherman, what do you got?
I didn't actually take any notes for that little scene because it was like.
Or next, I mean.
The
court
trial?
Scene? The court scene? Yeah.
I'm gonna let you guys go because I actually did some research on like some of the terms for this.
Oh,
Okay.
no. You did? Okay.
So like John Walker was stripped of being as Captain America immediately.
Yep.
He can no longer work for any government or military agencies.
Not getting his pension.
Won't get his pension. No rank nor benefits.
Gosh.
And then he says the words that hit me the most was, "You built me." I was like,
This.
because that's so true for every soldier that kind of feels resentment towards the government.
Oh,
it's just like you built me to kill people and to do all this crazy stuff. Like, you're the ones responsible for what I did, so don't accuse me or like hold me accountable for that.
It's like that scene from First Blood. I mean, Rambo. When he's like freaking out at the end after he's destroyed this whole town. He's like, "You built me to do this, and it's not my fault." But on a bigger scale, I mean, with all the stuff that's happening in the country, with like, there's a trial right now in this fictional show about a cop who killed a person named George. Like, that's the dude's name. His name's George in the show, and I'm like, whoa, okay. And so this whole trial, I'm like, they're going there. Like, holy crap, they're going there, and they're doing it well. Like, they're
this whole episode was like really like
yeah,
spot on for like current events.
right. And like, you built me. I mean, the whole Chauvin trial is going on right now, and like, depending on how what you think is right or wrong in this, whatever. But the Minneapolis Police Department was trained to put pressure on the back of the neck, whatever. That's in their training or whatever. Right or wrong, that's separate, But
Right.
but that's how they are trained. So it's like, man, they're going there. Like, you built me, you trained me to do this. You did, but I mean, obviously, John Walker stepped way over the line and shot whatever. It's just I don't know. I'm just very surprised and kind of excited that they are going there and that they're covering these like heavy topics in a really good way. That like you see it from all these different sides and stuff. And I don't know. This is a very intense scene. What do you got on it?
I thought this was kind of cool because like the senator in this scene says that because of his past history and like marks on his record for like 3 Medals of Honor, right? That he recommended against a court-martial. So court-martial would be his chance of being in front of a military court to like plead his like side of things. So by doing that, this council got rid of his chance of actually defending himself.
Whoa.
Yeah, which I think is crazy. But there's a higher chance of like getting worse than what he got.
Right. Yeah.
And I actually looked up the other than honorable discharge, because so far I've only heard of honorable discharge and dishonorable discharges.
I know.
So an other than honorable discharge, it bars you from any future enlistment in any armed services.
Okay.
Your VA benefits are not guaranteed by any like institution, like nationwide, and it can actually impact any employment opportunities that you have. So like you can't put down like previous military experience,
right? Because it's going to show.
Yeah, and then they're going to do a background check on that and be like, oh well, obviously we don't want to hire you.
Yeah.
And then when he said that if it's being retroactive to the first of the month, so that means
was a weird line.
Everything he did as Captain America in Europe meant nothing. He doesn't get any pay for that, any benefits from that.
Whoa!
Like his time as Captain
just
America
erased
is
him from
pretty much. They're just like, yep, yeah, this guy was. I mean, to the public eye, yes, but like on paper, nope.
He was never Captain America.
Pretty much.
Wow.
It's the same thing they did to Isaiah Bradley.
Yeah.
They erased me.
Wow.
That's what they're doing to John Walker. They're erasing him from existence, essentially, from the public eye.
And it's just crazy because he has 3 Medals of Honor. He has all these great things that happen, or well, horrible things in his eyes that happened in his life. But like one huge mistake, but like one time you step over the line, that I mean, I don't know. I was gonna in some way defend it, but there's no real way to defend what he's saying.
Well, and that's just the problem, because like there's
you can have this awesome
people...
career and then one thing cuts off. Like, thank God he doesn't have a family or something like that. That's waiting on his benefits or his insurance or like, I don't know.
Who, John Walker?
Yeah. I don't think he has a
Did you not see his wife behind him?
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I forgot about that.
Oh, my gosh.
They had a short conversation scene.
Yeah.
Well, not only
literally
that,
the
but
next
like,
scene. It's literally, I just...
The specific, like, when they bring up, like, you will not receive any benefits.
Right.
Like, it cuts to her face.
Right,
She's like...
Exactly. Yeah.
This whole time, like, his whole life of being in the military means nothing.
Right. Yeah. I cannot imagine, like, know people in the military and, like, they're banking on, like, oh, I'm staying in for this amount of years. And I get these benefits, and then you can use that for retirement, and having that just completely cut off. Like,
coming from a military family, could you imagine if like any of my uncles, like Ray, like if they just told him like, yeah, your benefits that you worked 20 plus years in the Air Force, man,
right?
Like you don't get any of that.
Don't get any of that anymore.
Like,
yeah,
he hits hard, man.
Ray?
Yeah.
Dude, all of my uncles do, trust me.
They're playing football. It sucks.
Sorry, that was a dumb thing to say. He doesn't have a family. I remembered the wife. I just didn't. Oh, yeah, anyways.
So then we get the next scene with Lorraine from Seinfeld. Elaine, sorry.
Good Lord.
Seinfeld. It's a show about nothing, so who really cares?
Before you go too far. So with the trial, because we had talked about this beforehand a couple weeks ago, so this trial shows exactly both sides of like the argument for like what would happen for the Sokovia Accords. So like because he was the government's like agent and like sent places he was told to go, like this is kind of like what happens like if you're like a weapon for the government,
right?
So like if Steve Rogers had signed the Sokovia Accords, this could potentially be what happened to him.
Right. Because he was told to go over to do something, and
what happens if you get sent to a fight you don't think is right,
or you don't believe in,
or you don't believe in?
Yeah.
And now we got to see an example of that.
But on the same side,
but we went way too far. I mean,
but well, and that's what I'm
guy.
saying. On the same side, like Tony would be right in this situation too, because like, well, we signed and like we have to be held accountable for what we did. So like, you murder somebody in front of everybody, like, you can't just walk away from that.
That's why it's a very gray area for both.
Oh my gosh, I know.
Yeah. Man.
So what do we think about Val?
I think she's the power broker.
She's not.
She's not? Why do you
I think
say that? I was like...
I think it's trying to hint that, like, hey, I'm the power broker, but I'm kind of with Sherman. I don't think it is, but I think that's what they're trying to go for in the show. Is like,
did you guys research her name?
No.
Yeah. She's
a character in Marvel Comics.
What is it?
Madame Hydra.
Madame Hydra, yeah. Okay.
So, which is weird because she's actually a sleeper agent. So she works for Shield, then is a sleeper agent. She then
Shield
goes to work
Hydra.
for Leviathan,
right?
And then works for Hydra as a sleeper agent for Leviathan.
Huh.
I just think it
she's a major spy.
Because there's only one episode left,
Sorry.
so I think this is the major character reveal, actor reveal, if you will, in this show. I don't think that. Maybe,
you think?
Maybe at the end of the next season they're going to be like, oh, it's Zola in a robot head or something like that. maybe they're going to reveal something that makes you get excited for the next season or something. But I think that, especially that mysterious black and white card that she gave that had no information on it, and I don't know. I think she's
essentially just saying, I'll call you. Like, I already have your information.
Right? Yeah.
Like, you don't need to know anything about me.
Just
pick up the phone.
I want that card so I can just analyze it. Like, oh, is there something in between the cardboard, or is there invisible ink written on it? Or
the overanalyzer of Phandom Knights here.
It's just.
But honestly, I think a lot of there are fans out there who are doing that.
Oh, thanks to WandaVision.
Oh, absolutely right. Yeah.
I know.
It's weird. Did you guys notice the purple streak in her hair?
Yeah.
Because in the comics, it's supposed to be white.
Oh.
Which I thought was a little interesting, but
signifying it's been Agatha all along.
She walks out and just transforms into Agatha. Oh, I knew it.
That's what the finale episode's gonna be next week. It was Agatha. She's the main. She's gonna be the next Thanos of the universe.
She's gonna be Phase 4 villain.
Yeah, she's the Phase 4 Thanos.
The end of season or episode 6 is just gonna be like a little cutscene and whoa, we're going back to WandaVision. Okay, I forgot it. Yeah, so then we get that scene with Zemo at the.
Well, then we get the Flag Smashers.
We get the Flag Smashers
back to the GRC,
and they initiate their final plan.
So this scene definitely makes me side with Sam way more on because she is going about everything the wrong way.
Oh, and at this point, after seeing her friend die, arguably probably maybe her closest friend out of the group, maybe.
Oh yeah.
So. I think that after seeing her best friend die, whoa, weird similarities there between John Walker and them just now.
Whoa.
Didn't even put that together until just now.
Yeah.
So they both just lost best friends, and they're both and we see John Walker at the end. I won't talk about that now, but they're both heading in dramatically crazy ways, I guess.
Drastically?
Dramatically. That's a good word. Dramatically.
Shut up! I'm editing that out.
No, that's a good word.
No, it's your one-eyed binocular thing.
This is a very dramatic episode. No, that's a good.
I love it.
I'm editing that out.
I would totally add that to the dictionary. That makes sense. It makes sense of the word. But
that's awesome.
So, I love the. I don't think he's got a name yet. That Asian guy that hangs out with the Flag Smashers, her other friend.
The long-haired dude.
Yeah, he seems like he's.
You thought what?
Sam Cox?
No.
He seems like he's kind of not agreeing with Carly.
Yeah, he's
oh yeah,
he's rethinking this whole thing.
We're going too far,
Yeah.
So I'm curious if he's gonna turn on her in the last episode, and stop her from doing something
again, this series is just so good for all the crap that's happening in the country right now.
Oh yeah,
it's you have all these different factions. You got what the government's doing. You got what the Flag Smashers / activists in our real world are doing. not that there's not that there's total similarities, but there are, and there's a lot of different. I don't know. What did I have on there? Oh yeah, then you got what Bucky's doing. He's the guy who's the redeemed white guy, basically, who's actually taking ownership of what he's done and wanting to make things better, and just I don't know. There's a lot of different aspects of that. They're tiptoeing around. They're walking that razor's edge very well.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, then we meet with Zemo, and he gets taken to prison.
He decides not to kill Bucky.
Yeah.
I've decided not to kill you.
As Bucky's holding a gun, like, you have no power here, dude.
Yeah.
But you kind of believe him, though. You're like, oh, okay.
As soon as he said that, I'm like, who does he got around?
Right, yeah.
See, this scene made me think, like, man, Zemo's got a set on him. Like, he has no fear.
No,
he's just like, what?
He's just thinking 1,000 moves ahead. Like,
I think he went there, and I think he knew he was going to be going to jail.
Which is, like, it's so weird, because, like, Zemo's normally, like, a minor character in the comics, and, like...
Well, he's the leader of the Thunderbolts.
Is he really?
Yeah.
So he's going to be going to the raft, is where they're taking him. And so, obviously, there'll be other prisoners.
No, I get it.
There'll be other prisoners, other superheroes.
Dude, if they start the Thunderbolts from this, that'd be so cool.
And the person who started the Thunderbolts was General Thunderbolt Ross. And guess who's in charge of the raft right now in the MCU? General Thunderbolt Ross. So...
It's coming.
It's coming. I mean,
plus
all
Kevin
the
Feige
pieces are there.
is already very, very hinted.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, I don't know. It's kind of like their version of the Suicide Squad, right? In a way.
Yeah, it's exactly what that is.
Yeah. Which is funny, because when Val walked up, and she's, like, walking up in boots, I'm like, wait a minute. Amanda Waller's in the DC universe. Who's this lady? And then all of a sudden it showed Elaine, and I'm like, whoa, okay. So I had to, like, look up. What?
She doesn't have a real name. It's just Elaine.
Yeah, it's just Elaine. Julia Louise Dreyfus.
Io tells Bucky to stay clear of Wakanda. For probably Wakanda knows that Bucky was working with Zemo. Probably doesn't like that.
Yeah.
And then Bucky has another favor to ask of Io.
Yeah.
So, which we get to see what that is. We'll talk about that at the end. But.
Then Sam goes home, and we get a amazing...
I don't really talk about that part of the story.
He doesn't go home yet.
He doesn't?
No, he goes to see Isaiah first.
Eli.
Yeah.
Isaiah Bradley?
Why did I think his name was Eli? Eli's the kid.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's why.
Elijah?
Elijah, yeah.
Very biblical names. I like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But this was a cool scene. I mean,
oh my god,
this one hit hard, and like no self-respecting black man would carry that shield like that type. I'm like, whoa, okay, because that symbol not only has been tainted because of what John Walker did, but I mean, I kind of
what the government did to him.
But what the government did to him, okay. So was Isaiah? Did he get injected before Steve?
No.
No,
because they were trying to replicate.
They were trying to replicate it.
Yep.
Okay.
Remember in Captain America: First Avenger, he got the only serum before it all got smashed.
Yeah, I was just thinking like, were they testing it out on this like population of black guys first, and then what's his name perfected it and like gave it to Steve?
No. So what happened was, they had Erskine perfected it in Germany. Which is why the Red Skull got it first, and it made him worse.
Okay.
And then he brought it to the States because, like, he's like, all right, well, we need something to fight the Germans, right? And so he gives it to Steve because he's like, well, I've seen what happens if you put it in somebody who's bad.
Right. Let's put it in someone who's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then since they lost all of it, and he died, like, brand new scientists were like, well, we have to figure out how this happened, like, so we can do more of them.
Right. And so then they experimented on a bunch of black guys. And
could you imagine just being like, here's your tetanus shot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they did stuff like that. Like they. Oh yeah. They was it syphilis that they were experimenting on black people. They said it was a tetanus shot, and they were injecting them with syphilis to see what happened and how they died.
Jeez.
And like America did that, and so that's this storyline with Isaiah is taken from the comic books, where this same type of testing happened in the comic books. The comic books were based off of the real world syphilis testing, and that's why, like, I mean, some people nowadays are freaked out about the coronavirus vaccine and stuff. Like,
dude, yeah, because there's a poll for like based on like ethnicity on like how many people like percentage wise are like willing to like try the new vaccine,
right?
And like black people are like 30%. Like nobody, like barely anybody wants to like the black community wants to take this.
Yeah, probably
probably because of stuff like this.
Right. Yeah. There's a
the Hispanic community is like 50% though. They're like, yeah, let's do this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I put that at the end of this whole conversation with Isaiah that Sam is pretty torn between his friends and his emotions, and then his culture and his morals, I guess you could say.
Well, he wanted to bring the shield to do the quote-unquote right thing. He's like, no, it belongs with, one of the original super soldiers, whatever. It's not mine. It belongs with him. He's almost like trying to give it up again. I didn't think about that. Like, the first thing he does when he gets the shields is like, oh, I got to give it to the right person this time. But then he doesn't want it.
But at the same...
So I think this conversation was really good and solidified in him that, all right, this is mine. And then you get the whole scene where he goes home and starts building this boat up, and it's obviously a metaphor for like, okay, everything's destroyed right now. We need to build it back up, and that's what he's doing to the boat. That's what he's doing in his life. That's what he's doing with the eventually with the shield, with the perception of that symbol and stuff like that. Everything just needs to be built up by the right people, and that's what he's doing.
I don't think Sam fully realizes that the shield is his until he has that conversation with his sister, though.
Yeah.
When he says
that makes sense.
When
I think he
says,
leaves Isaiah and he's kind of uncertain, and then after he talks with his sister,
what's the point of all the sacrifice if I'm not willing to stand up and keep fighting?
Yeah.
Like, what's the point of Isaiah's sacrifice in his life if I'm not willing to keep fighting?
Right.
Yeah.
But back up to where we were.
Yeah.
So basically, Isaiah tells Sam that a nurse pitied him and basically faked his death so that he could live his remaining days.
I actually marked that down because
normal person.
I realized. Think about that. So he's been out or Bucky, I guess, has known about him for the past couple of years, right?
He's probably known about him all along. He fought him back in 53.
Yeah,
Right.
but at the same time, remember, so
he
he fought him back in 53. Then he got sent to jail,
sure.
and they erased Isaiah's history from
After
the
30
pages.
years.
But the nurse had to fake his death for that to happen. So if that didn't happen,
Until 1980s
he would-
or 90s.
he would still be in prison though,
Right.
Right.
which is crazy. Be like, all right, we're gonna keep this 90-year-old man in prison
Yeah.
just so we can keep studying him.
Yeah. What was that scar on his? What? I just noticed
When they
scars.
cut him open and stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
His
Ugh.
dissection spots, I guess you
I
could say.
guess. Yeah.
So then we get the scene with Sam. He's calling his community to help try to fix
Yeah.
the boat. That
This was
pretty
awesome.
cool.
And trying
The
to.
Wilson family needs help.
Yeah.
Boys, come on.
Just calls everybody.
Yeah.
This whole scene with Sam back at home. The two things that I liked was Bucky flirting with the sister. I love that. I'm like,
That was fun.
more of this, please. That was
Hi, I'm
hilarious.
James.
Yeah.
Says James too, not Bucky.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm James.
Hey, what's up?
Hi.
What's up?
Sarah.
And then I don't know why it just made me laugh whenever the kids were on screen because I always watch it with subtitles. It says boy 1 and then his words.
Oh yeah, same.
I'm like, doesn't he have a name?
Nope, kids don't have names.
Just
Man.
boy 1. It just made me laugh.
Just like WandaVision. None of the kids had names.
Yeah.
It's because besides Halloween, they weren't allowed outside.
Yeah. So we fixed the boat. That was kind of fun.
Yeah, but Bucky delivers some Wakandan technology to Sam.
Oh yeah.
And then we get to
So
wonder
you see,
what that is the whole
you
rest
see
of the
this.
episode.
You see this box 3 times in this episode,
I know.
and by the second time, I literally wrote down, "What's in the box?" I want to know so bad.
I know that second time when they showed it again, I'm like, dude, don't show me it unless you're going to show me what's in the box.
Yeah.
I'm done.
It was so out of place too because it looks all fancy. And
Oh yeah.
And so they have this big thing offloading off the truck, and then all this grungy dock workers and things and nets and all this stuff, and then all of a sudden you got this just case. You're like, something important is in that.
It's like when any other spy movie when you show up to a bank
Yeah.
that's super dark and gray and some guy has that bright silver
Yeah.
suitcase,
I want
you
one
know
of those so
something's
bad.
in there.
Yeah. I want a nice fancy metal suitcase or briefcase.
I want a Wakandan briefcase like that.
Bucky's pretty good at plumbing. Fixing pipes and stuff.
Is that a joke?
No, it's
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
literally what he did in the show.
I was like, no, yeah.
You know,
Did you watch the episode?
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen it.
You say he's good, but like when his sister walks up, she's like, "I told you that's not the problem." Yeah, but like we thought we'd be done before you got here.
I love that line. I've totally been there where you're just like working on something for so long, and then someone comes up like, "What are you doing?" I thought I'd be done by this time. I didn't realize it'd take this long.
I like how when Bucky was fixing the pipe though, Sam asks him after like, "Why didn't you use your metal hand?"
That was cool.
And he's just like, "Well, I never really think to use it because I'm right-handed."
Yeah, which answers all the questions we were having about the arm and why he doesn't.
He always like punches with his normal hand.
Yeah, right. And you were saying like, oh, he's super strength, so that arm is probably stronger than the metal arm. But this kind of, in my mind, settled it a little bit. Like, oh, he just does it because he's right-handed.
Right.
Yeah, I love how Sebastian Stan acts in this series. He it's obviously his real arm, but he always like holds it a different way and like walks a certain way. Like I don't know how to
unless he's got a jacket on.
Even when there was a scene where it's like him far away and it's just his like the way he walks, like you can tell that it looks like he has something messed up with his left side. I don't know, and he always holds his hand closed. And
80 years of killing people. I mean,
yeah, right.
I forgot to set my phone.
Rule number 1 of podcasting: silence the phones, Sherman.
This is the first time it's happened in a long time.
Yeah, I know. So then we got the John and Lamar Hoskins family scene.
This was intense because it's the exact opposite of Sam's meeting with Isaiah. Like when Sam met with Isaiah, it was like them just telling the truth, like exposing all this stuff. But then first thing, what?
Hence the name of the episode.
Yeah. Then the first thing that Walker does is immediately lies to the family. I killed the person who killed him. Like I had to do it. That's why all this stuff.
I hope that brings you some
dude,
bit
you're
of peace.
Blatantly lying to them, like and they're believing you and eating it all up and like thanking you and just
gaining this fake closure.
Yeah, it's fake closure. That's a good way of putting it. Just it makes your skin crawl, kind of like, dude. I was listening to something this week and it was talking about truth and wait, maybe it was this. It was talking about truth and lies, and it was basically like whenever you tell lies, like you incur a debt to the truth, and eventually that truth is going to come out. What the heck was it that I was watching? Anyways, but the same thing with this, like you're getting this debt to the truth, and eventually it's going to come out, and it's going to be way worse than.
See, I feel like that's already starting to happen because like you could see the way like Lamar's sister was like looking at John. She's like, "You lying sack of crap! I know
exactly.
it." She was the only one not buying anything.
Yeah. Like she's not crying. She's just eyeballing John.
I'm just like, dude, teenagers see the truth. I don't care what you say, man. But when I was a teenager, we could see right through all the bull crap. I don't care what the parents say.
No, that's because like you spend all your like adolescent years lying.
Oh yeah.
So like you really know how to like pick them out.
Yeah. I love her little look up and down, just like it cuts to her and she's just like, looks him up and down like, ugh.
I have this weird tell. I can just tell if people are lying or telling the truth. And what really helped me was my old friend Casey.
Oh.
Yeah. He really helped me like discover when people are lying, like certain tells that people have and stuff like that. And, I don't know. Don't lie around me, I'll know. I'm the truth seer from Zaufu.
Oh.
Then.
What?
Then there's a quick scene with Sharon hiring those cons.
Power broker.
You still think she's
watching this scene, I was actually thinking, I'm like, yeah, that sounds
That's too power broker.
Which the weird part, by the way, like I did some research on who the power broker is in the comics. Her name isn't in there. Like, there's...
they never tell who it is?
There's 2 known members, and that's it. It's a group.
Is it a female?
It's a group.
Oh, okay.
It's not one person.
Does it consist of... Is there a female?
No, it's 2 doctors.
Huh. Who
does it ever specify the sex of...
one of them's name is John, and the other one is another guy.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was a quick scene, but she's hiring Baltrock. Burtok? Okay, yeah.
Wait, is that the dude that Sam was fighting in the beginning?
Batrock. That's what it is.
Yeah, something like that.
Is that the dude though?
Yeah.
So wait, so Sharon hired the dude to meet up with Carly.
Right.
Yeah.
Wait. So then that means
I think she's somehow on the good side. I don't know what, but
no, because then she's essentially hiring the dude that wants to kill Sam.
yeah, I don't know.
That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. Yeah.
That makes sense if she hired him to double cross Carly, maybe. But he does have resentment towards Sam, obviously, from the first episode.
Yeah.
So, how does that work, dude?
I
That's
know. It's so convoluted.
This next episode's gonna
it's
like
gonna be
answer a lot of
nuts.
weird
I
questions.
know.
Sharon is definitely the power broker then. And I'm right. She has to be, because then she's got all the resentment for the Avengers. She obviously doesn't give a crap about Sam or Bucky.
Do you think that's why she was also like so taken back, like when Zemo shot the doctor?
Oh,
it was like, it's not just like, what have you done? It's like, dude,
you
what
killed
the
my
heck?
You killed my scientist.
You killed my moneymaker.
Yeah, right.
You killed the very reason why I'm having all this power is to create the super soldier serum again.
Right.
Well, I guess now that that's all done, I can fall back on stolen art.
The real ones, I guess. Oh man.
Yeah. Then we go back to fixing the boat again, and then
Really see the bond these two guys are having.
Oh yeah.
I mean, these guys are just becoming BFFs all the way.
well, even when they leave later, after having their talk and stuff. Like
that handshake they have when they do that.
Yeah.
I just like that they were playing frisbee in the front yard.
Yeah.
I know, they're playing frisbee with Captain America's shield. No big deal.
When they were doing that, I was like, man, I think they live in like an old plantation home.
Oh, well, I mean, it's Louisiana.
Yeah, but it's like this beautiful, old southern plantation home that these guys are living in. I'm like, okay. There's symbolism in that too a little bit,
Imagine getting to be Sam's nephews and being able to play with Captain America's shield.
Right?
When Bucky wakes up and he's just, he's like, hey, oh crap, put it back.
Can I put it back, guys?
Wouldn't you though? If everybody was sleeping,
I'd play with that.
You wouldn't pick that up?
Oh, I would totally be playing with that. I'd be out there throwing it.
But how many kids in the world have the opportunity to literally just play with Captain America's shield?
I really want a Captain America
I think those
shield,
two are the
though.
only kids.
Let's make one.
How do you make one?
What do you did you watch the yeah? Let's get vibranium first. Did you watch the post credit scene?
Yeah.
You make one.
Yeah.
Blacksmith it together.
Then he has this good talk with his sister, where she's like, "What?"
No, I can't skip that scene. It's kind of boring.
Yeah. Well, just talking about how that, like you said, this is when he realizes that the shield is his in this scene, and he can't sell the boat. It switched in his mind and in his sister's mind from just getting what you can for the boat and
Giving up.
Getting what you can for it and just cashing out, or making better what you have. Like, do you want to make it better, or do you want to just get out? And no, we want to make it better. And not just the boat, their lives. They want to make everything better.
The world.
Yeah, exactly.
I like the parallel from this to how Carly, in the previous episode, talks about Cap's shield being a symbol for a bygone era. And she's just like, we need to get rid of it. But Sam's like, no, we just need to make it better. Make it our own thing for this time period.
Right, and that's that's what the scene about the ship.
Exactly,
the boat was, talking about. And then we get the training montage.
I know.
There's so many montages in this episode. All I said about that was that Sam is just getting progressively better with the shield. Didn't want to get into all the weirdness of just watching a training montage.
I know. It's just, I don't know.
It's obviously you got to show him getting more proficient, so it's not super weird when he's just super proficient with the shield.
So yeah, next episode when he's whipping it.
I keep thinking that he's going to be a super soldier, but then I'm like, he's just training and he's just doing all this stuff. I'm like, huh.
He is going to be what John Walker was supposed to be, a regular person being Captain America, not a super soldier.
Not a super. So do you think that's going to be the point of the series? Is no.
Anyone can be Captain America.
Anyone could be Captain America type thing.
Just like the whole point of Star Wars was, anyone can be a Jedi.
Until just a couple people can be a Jedi again.
I know. Don't get me started on that. That's what it started out to be.
Yeah.
Do you think by the end of it he's gonna get powers though?
No.
We'll talk.
There's no more serum.
So then training montage. Then
unless they do the blood transfer with John or something,
or with Isaiah.
I have a theory.
Do you think Isaiah's gonna be like, "I'll give you my blood before I die," and then Sam?
I think that's how Elijah's gonna get powers. Because in the comics, he's supposed to have powers.
Yeah.
Through the power broker, but still.
Yeah. Then it cuts to the Revolution again. the Flag Smashers, and they're just doing stuff dirty. So they're fighting dirty, just like everyone else is. And it's like, everyone's fighting dirty. John Walker was kind of doing it. Not kind of, really doing it.
Dirty to me.
Everyone's just bending the rules and just to get what they want. And in the middle of all this, like, Sam's rising up like, no, we need to do it all right. And it's just, I don't know, it's just cool. All these things are falling apart on all sides, but there's one person who's, no, let's do it the right way.
So yeah, you have that weird scene where Carly gets the surprisingly small suitcase. I was expecting more, like, explosives
what was in there? It looked like
grenades.
Or something. Yeah.
Grenades and maybe a few guns.
Yeah. But like, wasn't much in there. And the dude closes the case like, we can't let anyone see this. Like, I wouldn't know what that is. It looks like some
but then when she hits that button on her phone, and it's like, yeah, we don't need to like worry about secrecy. Everyone here is part of our group.
Right.
Like, what?
That was cool. Yeah.
We have an army.
Which kind of makes me think of like modern, like current events once again, because like when you have like protests and riots start up, like when all of a sudden like everybody in like the immediate vicinity is just like, yeah, let's do this. Like, do you think they're placed there or like?
I don't know.
Hard to say.
Then it kind of ends on the UN meeting. Everything, or is it the UN? What is that?
That's a tough one.
It's the
GRC.
Oh, the GRC. Yeah.
The Senate.
And then all the power dies, and then it cuts to Sam opening the case.
No, you gotta forget that there's two agents in there going, one world, one people.
Oh.
Yeah.
When the power shuts down, there's two like
right before
guards.
when the lights are still
right before, he's like, one world, one people, and then boom, lights shut down.
Whoa.
Yeah, because the first guy says, I think they say that to each other because like the first guy's like one world, and the other guy's like one people.
Yeah.
Hail Hydra.
Okay, so Sam opens the case. What do you guys think is in the box?
New wings.
I think it's a new. It's like it's gonna be a Wakandan
Stormbreaker.
I think
Mjolnir.
It's gonna be,
and he is worthy of Mjolnir.
Yeah.
Dude, if it was Mjolnir, that would be dumb. Oh no, you can't carry it, but if it's in a case, then you can carry it.
Well,
what if it's just a new little?
If the hammer's in an elevator, does the elevator go up?
Dumb.
Huh?
If the hammer's in an elevator, does the elevator go up? Is the elevator worthy?
Yep.
So what did you think it was?
I think it's a Wakandan built Captain America suit.
That was my second thought.
I think he's going to be the new Cap by the end of this.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
But I don't think he's going to have wings.
I don't think so either.
See, that's where I was torn. It's either going to be new wings because he told Torres to keep them, or he's going to, like I said, the new Cap suit. That's what I was.
Now, if it's a new Cap suit with like a jetpack on the back, though,
what if it's a Black Panther suit
like,
where it's like bulletproof and
or like the kinetic vibranium?
Right.
Yeah, that would be dope.
It's either that or no. So every time I speculate and I think that I'm right on something, I'm always wrong, except for the Invisible Woman thing. But
I talked to my D&D group, by the way, and every one of them thinks you're dumb for that theory.
Anyways,
every single one of them, by the way.
Not one person.
Not one person sided with you.
I need to stand before them and present my case because I think I can convince at least one of them of my view. Okay, so my theory on what's in the case, what I would like to see, I don't know if it's going to happen or how they would do it, but if I really still am holding out hope that Sam gets superpowers by the end of this series.
Do you think it's Wakandan?
I'm thinking it's like Black Panther magic.
See, no, here's the tough part, because in Black Panther they burn it all, though.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking, like, if Sam was going to get powers at this point, you can't inject him with super soldier serum because it's tainted by the history of all the stuff that happened with Isaiah, and it just, there's all this messed up stuff that happened. But how is he going to get superpowers, or what's the best way for him to get superpowers from the African nation that has all these superpowered, all this superpowered history. Like,
so do you think it's a suit and? Because
what
there's no
I
way
would-
they're gonna bring like a giant case like that for like a little drink.
I don't know. I would love to have it be like a serum or like a something or like a
They had a giant suitcase just for the Tesseract.
right. Yeah, I would love that if it's like a Wakandan super soldier serum. That would like fix everything in my mind. Like he gets his powers, he gets it from like his
A trustable.
a trustworthy source. A source that's not like tainted by all this crazy history and stuff, and so that's what I'm hoping. What it's probably going to be is probably going to be new wings or a suit or something like that. But I'm hoping that it's a serum. Yeah.
Huh.
So that's what I think, and I'm excited to
I
see
like
what
that.
happens at the end of this.
All right, that's all I got.
Yeah. Then the post-credit scene.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Forgot again.
That's all I got.
Jeez, man.
John Walker built that in a cave with a box of scraps.
Jeez. Which, by the way, I love how like this shows what that serum can do, though, because like he's building that from like himself, but he had a broken arm.
Oh, did you guys ever see the video? I forgot who made it, but there was someone pointing out that Dr. Nagel, who created the Super Soldier Serum in Madripoor, he has another alias name that I forgot what it is, like Reinbach or something like that, some German name or something like that.
Okay.
And it can be seen on a canister of the Super Soldier Serum in the Hulk.
Huh. Okay. Interesting.
Which
Well,
Hulk?
The
The Marvel one. The one that's
all of
considered
them.
Marvel now.
Oh, the Incredible Hulk.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
The one that features Iron Man at the end.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all I got too. I just this episode, like
Did
I
we even
said,
talk about John Walker creating the shield?
no.
We just kind of said an end credit scene, and then
Yeah.
just like, all right.
Yeah.
We should probably say what he did during the end credit
He's
scene.
Building
a
his own shield.
with his
Medal
medals
of
of
Honor.
honor. Yeah, that's kind of messed up in its own way.
The part that bothers me about that, by the way, is the fact that like he put it on there when it's like it hasn't been like a finished product, and it's just like, nope, I'm just gonna like have that. Is it like gonna be on the back, or is he just
I
gonna
think it's gonna be
paint
on the
over
front.
it?
Yeah, it's going to be on the front, and if he like slides it against the wall too wrong, like the metal's going to fall off. I
Yeah,
don't know.
it's a Medal of Honor. It's not
Yeah.
vibranium.
I know exactly.
like,
It's going to get shot with a bullet and
It's a
dented.
piece of
and,
copper.
Yeah, exactly.
at best.
Whatever. Yeah. So I don't know. We kind of just did what we did in the past and just defaulted to just going through the story. But this one, there's a lot.
There was a lot to this
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah. So I think that's all we got. Dustin, you want to take us out?
Sure. Thank you guys for watching this episode of our coverage of Episode 5 of the Falcon and Winter Soldier. If you'd like to become a Phandom Knight, please check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. If you'd like to become a subscriber to us, which we would greatly appreciate, then I'm going to just slowly move my hands up towards your guys' crotches and unless you guys go forward.
You want to play the nervous game? Let's go.
Yeah?
No.
Okay, check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Subscribe to YouTube, and to see the audio, or to listen to the audio version, subscribe to Apple and Spotify podcast. Goodbye.
To see the audio version, get superpowers.